Jason Todd. Talking about him isn't easy. It's complicated, to say the least. Jason and I have a history that's marked by both camaraderie and conflict. When Bruce brought him in as the new Robin, I'll admit, I was skeptical. I mean, no one can really fill the shoes of the first Robin, right? But Jason, he brought something different to the role. Jason was rough around the edges, sure. He had a tough life before Bruce found him, and that left him with a lot of anger. But that anger also made him fierce and determined. As Robin, he was a force to be reckoned with. He didn't just fight crime. He tackled it head-on with a kind of ferocity that was both impressive and worrying. He pushed boundaries, sometimes too far, but his heart was in the right place. He wanted to make a difference, to prove himself, and that's something I understood all too well. We had our differences. Jason and I, we butted heads more than once. His approach to justice was more brutal, more uncompromising. He believed in a level of retribution that Bruce and I weren't comfortable with. But despite our clashes, there was always a bond there, a brotherhood. He was part of the family, and that meant something. Then there was the tragedy. Losing Jason was one of the hardest things any of us ever went through. It tore Bruce apart, and it hit me hard, too. It felt like we failed him, like we couldn't protect him from the darkness that eventually consumed him. His death left a hole in all our hearts. But then Jason came back, not as the Robin we remembered, but as the Red Hood. His resurrection was a shock, and seeing what he had become was even more so. The anger, the pain. It had all been magnified. He came back with a vengeance, targeting those he believed were responsible for the injustices he faced, including us. It was heartbreaking to see my brother, someone I cared about, turn into someone I had to fight against.